Alright, Tenryu sending out those 3 Hellions right now. He's gonna run into these Zerglings. Free kills for the Hellions. And oh, somebody, do not run those Zerglings back at the Hellions. What are you doing? Right into the flames. Free kills for the win. And then, there we have it. A complete waste of minerals for somebody. And the Hellions are going to go try to harass his economy. The Queens are blocking off the ramp to the natural. And we'll see how effective this Hellion harass is going to be.
Oh, look at that. Tasty drones just going down there. We got 3 Marines hammering on those Queens and Zerglings coming around to try to get us around on those Hellions. If they get us around on those, I think those Hellions are going to be gone.
The thing about Hellions is definitely you got to micro them. They're micro intensive, but they're extremely effective. You want to line them up so their flames overlap one another, giving you that splash damage effect. And just keep moving them. Do not let the drones or Zerglings surround you.
Oh, and those drones are now starting to move over to attack those Hellions. The Queens are coming back. They're extremely slow when they're not on that creep. And it looks like he's actually going to get one of those Hellions with the Queen. Yep, and they're moving over there down to the expansion. Drones are coming over to try to get that surround on those Hellions. Are they going to get them? One goes down. Zergling getting that other one. And are we going to see a couple of more flames go off? And is it going to get it? Almost dead. Almost dead.
Oh.
And that Roach finishes it off. Oh, very nicely done. Lot of econ damage, though. All the way down to 17 drones for somebody.
That is going to hurt somebody extremely. I mean, it's going to be very hard for him to drone up here. It's going to affect his army count because as a Zerg player, you have 2 choices. To use your larva to drone up or to use it to build defensive or offensive units. So we're going to have to see him make a choice. It's going to be tough, and his economy is going to suffer because of it.
So what do you think Tenryu is actually going to transition into after that Hellion opening?
Well, we can look at his base. He moved his factory onto a tech lab, so we're going to see probably some tanks or Thors. We got the Banshees coming out now with Cloak, so I like how he transitioned. He's not sticking with the same routine, and what a lot of players do is they will stick with the same strategy and throw the same units at an opponent until that opponent eventually gets a counter and then, you know, pushes back.
And we actually have a Cloaked Banshee in the expansion there. It is doing a lot, just attacking those drones. I really like his choice for attacking the drones. The Observer comes over, they get spot, and those 2 Queens are actually going to end up pushing that Banshee out of his base.
Good thing also what Tenryu's doing is I like how he's splitting up his Banshees. He's going to send 1 to the main, 1 to the natural. Now, normally most Zerg players will have 1 Queen at each base. And a Banshee one-on-one versus a Queen will kill that Queen. So with or without Cloak, they're really effective if there's only 1 Queen at the base.
And actually, that we've actually got the Cloaked Banshee over there in the main, doing a decent amount of econ damage. They bring the Observer over. 1 Queen is actually not going to go down. He actually ends up taking that Banshee all the way out. That Queen has like 1 health left. And it looks like we actually have some Banelings. Oh, I do too, but we've got Banelings moving in.
And again, right here at the wall, notice the Banelings are going to be able to bust through that wall pretty easily. Again, that is the fault with the Supply Depot barracks wall. Yes, it's going to stop an early Zergling rush, but it is, you know, susceptible to Banelings.
Absolutely, and you can see that first Thor did just pop out of that factory.
Got the second factory up as well, and he's throwing down a reactor, so we're going to see some Hellions with Thors and a lot of Marines and heavy bio build going on here.
Yeah, and we actually are seeing somebody take a 3rd expansion. This seems really bold to me, as if you take a look at the army tab, he is about 10 behind Tenryu in army count right now. I just don't know if he has enough to defend this. It's a wide area, plus he's actually got a back door that he has to worry about as well. I don't know if this is a good move. What do you think, Anthony?
I think what he should have done is actually put hatchery in his base. He could have used it to build offensive units. If you notice, both of his main and natural, they're not saturated. If he wanted to drone up and get a heavier economy, he should have done it safely by staying in his base. He should have thrown down a hatchery in base to get those units out that he needs to have to defend the next push that is coming from our Terran player.
That's right, and he actually did buy himself some time with that Baneling bust, because it did supply block somebody. So that means he's got a little bit of time here to get an army, and he's actually choosing it to drone up instead. I don't know if he's going to have enough army to actually take on the Thors that are going to be coming out of that factory.
I highly doubt it. If we look at the army tab, it's 85 food to 61. the army count, for the money-wise, is extremely in Tenryu's favor. And as a Zerg player, you do not want that to be the case when you're going up against a Terran opponent.
Absolutely not, and I just don't think he has enough the unit types to actually take on these Thors, especially if there's going to be some SCVs up there to repair.
Here comes the big muscle. The Terran army is going to just move out soon here and be able to muscle its way into the Zerg's base and punish them.
Oh, absolutely, especially since it looks like he has spotted that expansion. He actually is moving up through the middle towards that third expansion.
As a Zerg player, what you want to do is, I do want to say one thing about the creep. I mean, look at that creep expansion. He's good on that, but again, it's not going to save his natural. You may have a lot of creep, you may have a lot of drones, but if you don't have an army, you are going to lose the game, or you're going to lose substantial losses.
That's very true. We actually see those Blue Flame Hellions doing a whole lot of damage into the drones. You saw some Zerglings come around here on the backside, and those Hellions just roasted straight through those Zerglings. Those Zerglings didn't even have a chance. And we're looking at 107 army to 70. But we do have a couple of infestors. If that fungal growth hits properly, it could actually take out this army.
It'll definitely do a lot of damage, especially if you can get the bio units or Hellions fungal growth in the front of the Thors. But the Thors are up front. They're going to absorb a lot of the damage. They're not going to get surrounded by the Zerglings. And it just seems that, oh, somebody just lost his army.
Oh, yes. He did get a couple of fungal growths out because that medevac was there. Not all the Marines died, so he just has a couple of Zerglings and an infestor with no energy to defend this push. And it looks like...
There's nothing he can do now.
Oh, no.
There's the GG.
And there's the GG from somebody. You're right. Looks like Tenryu is actually going to win the finals. This is a 30-man tournament. All top-level Diamond players. It was just an incredible field to get through, but Tenryu made it all the way through and has clinched the victory.
Yeah, I gotta say, somebody, he actually knocked me out of the tournament. He did a heavy economic build before as a Zerg player. Remember, he is a random playing as Zerg, so he does do things a little bit differently, a little bit unorthodox. He did try to get a lot of drones up, but, in the end, if you don't have an army, it doesn't matter how big or how good your economy is, you're just gonna get, rolled over by a Terran opponent.
That's right. And again, we're going to say goodnight. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure that you go to www.relentlessheroes.com and check us out. We are a very highly active clan with a lot of great players. So if you're a great player, we're looking for you. So make sure that you apply. Thanks a lot for co-casting with me, Anthony.
No problem. Anytime, Chaotic.
All right. And we will see you guys next time.